Back to Steiny and Guru. Take it away, Steiny.
All righty, thank you very much. Let's get right to it. I'm looking forward to this one, Goo. Mm-hmm. He's an Emmy Award-winning actor. Bottom line, The Shop by Uninterrupted and Spring Hill Entertainment. He's an entrepreneur. He's a celebrity barber and podcaster. He's our very own Brownie Blendz.
And he left out rapper, Steiny, but go ahead, yeah.
I'm reading exactly.
I got
Brownie,
you.
I'm reading.
Brownie left that out. Yeah, Brownie was. I didn't like that. Brownie, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's up, fellas? That's the part I wanted. That's the part I wanted to leave. But look, before we get into it, I noticed Steiny mentioned the Twitter thing again, man. Come on, I don't live on Twitter. I don't even know if I have the app on my phone. Come on, Steiny, give me a break.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you who does use Twitter. Everybody on 95.7 The Game. Every single person on 95. Hey,
are you still verified? That's the question.
No, it happened today, a couple minutes ago. I'm hurt, B.
That's all right. I can live with that. All right. Let me ask you this. What's going on with your boy?
Man, rough spot. You know what I mean? Rough spot to be in. But you know, I'm one of those guys who look at it from this standpoint. You know, he's a brother of mine, a great friend. You know what I mean? And you can't get one without the other. You know, and that's
right.
He's a competitor. Although I think Warrior fans trip me out a little bit, man, because I don't think they realize how much that energy benefits the team. You know what I mean? It's really nowhere to like quantify it or. Really, but that energy is very important, you know, and we've talked about it before. You know, sometimes you end up in these situations. Obviously, he want to be out there with his guys today. I think it was a horrible decision. You know what I mean?
Right.
To do that when you look at the complete circumstance of the situation. You know, Draymond is not a big initiator in a lot of things. He responds to stuff. But come on, it's basketball. We competitors. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. And then when I heard the reports of maybe he was suspended because of the crowd, the stuff he did, you know, to the crowd, man, I love that energy, and it's hard when you're sitting in the building. I was in SAC. I was actually sitting by Bob Myers and a lot of the execs there, and I'm looking, and can you imagine when you're sitting around family and you have such a close relationship to someone, and you got 20,000 people screaming F Draymond, you know what I mean? And then once again, he's just responding. You know what I mean? And once again, he's not initiating any of it. You know what I mean? So I think when you look at it from that standpoint, his leg was obviously grabbed. Like I agree with Bob when Bob said, the milk is spilled. At this point, nothing we can do about it. But you know, his leg was grabbed. I don't understand. Is that a basketball play or not? You know what I mean? It wasn't a basketball play. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're gauging these things, and if they're talking about, first of all, a lot of these calls are subjective. You know, a travel to one ref is not a travel to another ref. You know, a double dribble to one ref is not a double dribble or a foul. It's so subjective. So I don't know. It's not like he's on parole or probation or where we're judging you off of past stuff. I think it's ridiculous in my opinion.
All right, so here's where I'm going to go. Like your buddies with Draymond Green. And this happens, and he's got the other people. You know, Sabonis took his part, and Draymond followed up. As a friend of Draymond, when you talk to him about it, do you say, "Yeah, dude, you got screwed again, dude. You got screwed again," or do you give him tough love and say, "Draymond, what are you doing, man? You can't do that," or is it in the middle where you say, "Dude, you're killing me"?
Well, it wasn't, you know, we have private conversations about it. I ask him sometimes, you know, how he felt about it. I haven't talked to him yet about this particular incident yet. But, you know, when my mindset changed on it when I realized how much of the competitor in him, how that affects the results of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said one time on your show, like, this is not like, first of all, we're talking about a guy with a great heart, great family, man, great friends, done a lot for me and my family. Like, he's one of the best humans I know. And when we're playing pool, we could be playing pool and he might break a pool stick over a pool game. You know what I mean? There's he's just a 100% competitor. He loves winning that much, and I think that energy, is now we do as far as accountability is concerned. Outside of basketball, there's a lot of real life happening. So me and Draymond have a lot of real life conversations where we're holding each other accountable. But as far as basketball, I think the game needs this type of. I love to see it. I don't care too much for Dylan Brooks and the other team, but is a lot of this stuff entertaining and good for basketball? I think it is. You know what I mean? I think I think to try to take that competitive edge, I felt like all season long he had been playing without that edge, early on in the season, and you can feel it, you can watch it, and you see it. But I think once he started to get back to being Draymond, you notice there's a big difference. So I think the Warrior fans are a little bit on the spoiled side, considering I grew up in Oakland and been here my whole life, and we hadn't had any championships up to the date. So for these guys to have 4 rings, I'm not trying to say we can live in those 4 rings forever, but goodness gracious, like, we have to understand, prior to these guys, we had nothing here. It was horrible. Horrible place to watch basketball. You know what I mean? So I think they should deserve. Name another dynasty that gets criticized, and every year it's like we got to go out there and prove ourselves. I don't know any other dynasties in sports that just don't get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to certain things.
You're listening to Brownie Blendz. He's a celebrity barber, and you can catch him on the award-winning show, The Shop, by Uninterrupted and Spring Hill Entertainment.
Brownie, I'm going to give you a compliment, man, because just like my partner here, I come in every day. We do a show. I don't always agree with him and vice versa, but I'll drive home, and he'll make me think. Now, I follow you on Facebook, and you'll have a post, and I've never once said it's going to be pro Draymond, because I know that's your guy, but I'll leave after I'm reading the post like, damn, I didn't think of that. So let me run this by you. We've been in the face of Steve Kerr, Myers, and I've come in here and I criticize Dre because I tell my partner, I wouldn't have showed my team up that way or what I deem that way. And Steve Kerr's looked us in the face and said, I would go to battle with Draymond. We know what he is, and this is why we give him the license. Do you feel like, and I'm like, well, if you feel that way and y'all got 4 rings, how am I or anybody else going to come down that man's road when his employer and friends and teammates don't? So with that said, Brownie, do you feel like some of that is waning from Dub Nation, like especially after this last incident to where we're taking calls, people are disappointed and mad at Dre for putting his teammates in this position tonight?
Right, but and it kind of goes back to usually when I speak, even when I make a post on Facebook or something like that, I generally stay away from it because my opinion is always looked at as a biased one. I get that, and I understand, from a fan, perspective. But at the end of the day, it goes back to what I just said. Like, when is it enough? Like, so when does a fan say to myself, like, let Dre be Dre, let Clay be Clay, let Steph be Steph, because we got 4 championships, or is it 5? Is it 6? What's the number? Because even when we lose over years and years, we've had more. Like they could never be at a deficit. In my opinion, the Warriors currently right now, they should be the first guys to have statues outside the Chase Center right now. Like, why they're still playing? Because based on what we've been through. So if these guys have brought, it's just like with off-season moves. When I hear fans get so involved in off-season moves, I'm thinking to myself, like, how many championships do you have to win before you just trust the front office? Like, why is every move in question? And year after year, players come in here, you never heard of them, then all of a sudden they get here, they fit in the system, and they make a name for themselves. Fans still don't trust, and it's like one game to the next. Like, it's like one game to the next. One game they're loving you, next game. It's like, hey, we need to do this, sit this person, and do that person. It's just fans are so fickle to me, in my opinion.
Hey, Brownie, what? Before we let you go, what do you got going? What are you working on right now?
Hey, we're working on a bunch of stuff, man. So obviously, I'm gonna be down there in the city getting ready for these couple, these home games. But check out the Shop on Uninterrupted, man. We got a show streaming today. It's a great show hosted by Mav Carter and Paul Rivera. We have some great guests on there. You'll catch me on there. Check that out. That's right. That's the biggest thing brewing right now that I'm always excited about.
Brownie, let me ask you this, because the YouTube is blowing up. Brownie, where can I get a cut from you? I don't even know if that's still feasible, but I got to ask you this. The most famous person you cut, who is that?
The most famous person I've cut so many, man, but like
you cut Bron, right?
I would have to say no. That's my guy, Slick Nick.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I would have to say, God, I don't even know where to begin, man. It's been
Curry.
My favorite would probably be Nas. I would say Nas.
Oh, Nas. Okay, the rapper.
Because that's a personal choice. So I would go with that one.
Okay. Hey, Brownie, I ain't in your pockets. But
careful.
What's your charge, V? Like, you know,
oh no, no.
I'm just curious, like, you know, for the regular fans.
I'm not going to talk about like if you want a haircut, I'll talk to you about that.
Okay,
I'm gonna have
classy.
I'm gonna have everybody screaming, talking about, hey man, I can't get a cut, but you let Guru get one. You know what I mean? Like Marcus did last time.
Now shout out you got some spots in Tracy. Shout out them to where people could go get cut by all the people you trained and work with.
Yeah, pull up to Tracy, KJ's Barbershop in Tracy. We also got one in San Leandro, Hayward.
Okay.
Brentwood, California. Pull up on us in Newark. Yeah, just type in KJ's Barbershop and select one of our locations.
Right on,
Brownie. My young staff here of two white guys are like, ask Brownie if he cuts white guys' hair.
Oh,
I've already done that.
Okay.
The answer's yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Since I got the air, let's end that conversation with since the emergence of YouTube and internet stuff, like the days of certain barbers being able to do certain stuff. That's like old stuff. Like everybody can do everything.
Okay,
you know
gotcha.
Exactly.
Because so you in good hands. Everybody can do pretty much everything now. Everybody's learning from YouTube now.
Right. We'll leave you with this. We'll get you out of here with this. Honestly, in your gut, Brownie, they winning tonight?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
It looks a little reminds me of the Pelicans game. It kind of reminds me of that. You know what I mean? That energy kind of fires up his teammates a little bit. I think they'll come out blazing. I think Steph will have one of those Steph kind of nights. I would like to see him slow it down a little bit, but I'm not a basketball guru. I don't know. I would like to see limit the turnovers, slow it down a little bit, but I expect him to come out and have like a fired up night. And I agree with the other caller that called in, that was on the phone about big 15 rebounds from Looney. That'd be great. You know what I mean? We're going to need, he did say 20 from Wiggs. I think we're going to need somewhere closer to 30 tonight. You know what I mean? I think it's got to come out. Everybody got to be firing.
There it is.
We be go. Come on. Everybody's going to step up. We good.
Right on, Brownie.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us. Really
Brownie
appreciate
Blendz.
it, man. And, hopefully we'll talk to you in the future, my man.
Appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.
All right,
Thanks for
take it
having me.
easy, B.
All right.